Now all the attention behind us here at the Etihad turns to the 197th Manchester derby. City against United, both teams out behind us, warming up in the Manchester rain, and some very intriguing and interesting team news as well. Manchester City, from their last Premier League game, make 6 changes. The headline: Gianluigi Donnarumma starts in goal. Foden, Gvardiol and O'Reilly all start for the first time this season. Diaz and Doku are also back. We knew that Bayern Deer would be in goal for Manchester United. There's a full Premier League debut for Benjamin Sesko. Remember, he could cost almost £74 million in that transfer. Mazraoui and Ugarte start for the first time this season as well. Dorgu recalled, and it is Casemiro on the bench. So they are the 2 starting 11s. Big news. We debated, Jolien, and you suggested you might have played James Trafford today and Donnarumma on Thursday, but the Italian's straight in.
Yeah, listen, it's not going to be a bad decision because he's a world-class goalkeeper, but I just thought for the confidence levels of James Trafford and the impact that may have long-term, but Pep is obviously focused on the here and now, and he's not in a position, and the team are not in a position to be sentimental to anyone. They have to get victories on the board and points on the board.
And as we said earlier on, Donnarumma has been there, done it, debut at 16 at Milan. A Manchester derby for his debut isn't going to faze him.
No, not at all. I don't think any of us think that he's going to be fazed, or he's not probably the right person to be in the sticks. I think myself, Peter, probably thought he would go with him. And obviously Jolien was probably just thinking along the lines of the mental state for James Trafford in the future, just to bring him back in and bring him in and put him straight in there. So listen, you're looking at one of the greatest goalkeepers on this planet at the moment, so there's no question whatsoever that he's capable of going straight into a Manchester derby.
It's just in the wrong goal.
Yeah.
he should have been in the red end. But there was talk about him joining United. There were very strong rumours about them actually talking together about it. It didn't happen, and maybe he's chosen Manchester City over Manchester United. I don't know, but he is a top class goalkeeper. And I said this earlier on today. He is the reason that PSG was able to win the Champions League. His 2 games against Arsenal in the semi-finals are 2 of the finest goalkeeping displays I've seen for a very, very, very long time. And he's just a world-class goalkeeper. I totally agree with that. And yes, why not? You bought him. Play him.
Yeah. And the rest of the City team has been refreshed. Are you pleased to see Foden and Gvardiol in particular first starts of the season?
Yeah, definitely. I think Phil, especially, has obviously had a great season a couple of years ago, so hopefully he can emulate that today. But for Gvardiol, yes, I think the fact that he was the standout performer, the most consistent performer last year, and a massive contributor of goals as well. Let's not take away that. So hopefully today is the start of a good partnership, because I know long term they see him as a centre half. So hopefully this is the start of that.
And Kusanov in the right back position, O'Reilly left back. That might be an area Manchester United feel they can exploit.
Maybe. I think Kusanov had quite a shaky start to his Manchester City career. I don't mind him, I think he's quite aggressive, he's quick, can be a little bit rash, but he's one of those players that you hate to play against. So I wouldn't be too concerned if I was a Manchester City fan. I actually quite like the Manchester City team. So when I came here today, I thought United have got a right chance.
Let's see. I mean, I agree with what you said about Man City and the freshen up. The 6 changes from the last game they played, but there's also players coming back from injury, so you don't know what kind of form they're in. It might be an advantage for Man United that there aren't that many changes in that Man City team. I looked at this team. I was a little bit disappointed as well. I would have preferred Casemiro to start instead of Ugarte. Casemiro, yes, he gets substituted in every game. He's been substituted between the 53rd and the 72nd minute. And then you can put Ugarte in there and use whatever energy he's got. But I'm not sure about him as a controlling midfielder from the beginning of a game. He's up against somebody like Rodri. That's the other. That's what you've got to measure yourself up against. And then, of course, it's Bruno next to him. I think that's a little bit too weak. I have to be honest, I'm a little bit nervous for Man United.
I mean, when I look at the teams, that's one thing. The other thing I think you've got to look at is the systems. It's very different And of course, Manchester United playing with wing-backs, I can see them players being full-backs.
Oh, 100%.
So it's going to be more of a full-backs game for Manchester City in terms of the left-back and the right-back are going to have plenty of the ball. Kuzanov on the ball, capable, but I'm not sure. I just think that the Manchester City full-backs could control the game today. They're going to have all the ball.
If that happens, Patrick Dorco is not a full-back. Yeah. He's a wing-back. I like him for everything going forward. I really like him. I think he has that awkward but sure technique, which is difficult to read, but defending.
Yeah, but he's got Shaw there. That's why
challenged.
I think Shaw is obviously comfortable in 1v1 areas and outside of the fullback. So I would have liked to have seen him be more adventurous in that left back or left wing back area, because he's not going to need to defend as much because you've got Shaw there. So who knows?
Okay, let's get the managerial thoughts then of these two, beginning with the City boss, Pep Guardiola.
Donnarumma starts. Were you always clear that he would start? Did you need to see a few bits in training before you were sure?
Yeah, but he's an important player, and we felt that we had to start, with the players in this moment that we didn't start in the best way, for the players that have a composer and he's not going to save a problem. The team and the hacks and our body language will save us.
Has the international break helped you recover a couple of players? Obviously, see Foden's ready to go, Gvardiol ready to go. Yeah,
and we lose sometimes. So someone's like John and Mamouche, so Omar. So yeah, always happen international break. Of course, when you don't play in 2 weeks and Phil was close and Josko was close, that helps, of course.
Thank you, Pep.
You're very welcome.
Well, Ruben, firstly, Benjamin Sesko makes his first Premier League start. Do you have the sense that now's the time, that he's ready, or is it actually a case that he's been pressed into action a little bit because of the injuries you have?
Both. Of course, that injury of Cunha and Mason Mount at the same time. But also the game, I think, asked a little bit from Ben to use the pace behind the space, because Manchester City is a team that stretch, that put the team really narrow. So we have more space behind. So he's ready. He's ready to start, and this is a good game for him.
I think most people's best guess at your team would have had Kobbie Mainoo coming in and Bruno moving further forward. You haven't gone that way. Looks like Ahmad moves into one of the 10s. What's your thinking?
We need. I think again, if you the last answer that I gave you, we need more like a winger inside, play inside, than an extra midfielder. That's my feeling. I think we are going to have more space behind. Ahmad played in the national team, and I saw it. During this week, a lot of games he played as a 10 in Sunderland. He played in the national team on the left, so he could start on the left. We can change also, so we will see during the game.
We certainly will. We're in the privileged position right in the middle of the Derby Day warm-up here on the halfway line at the Etihad, and our good friend Owen Hargreaves has joined us as well. Good to see you. When you look at those two teams, what's your feeling here?
I mean, this is one of the best games in Premier. I love this game. I mean, look at the pitch, first of all. It looks amazing.
How can you play a bad game on this?
You can't, really. And it's even better when it's wet, because you can proper pass it, you can tackle. This is what you dream of as a player, and I look at both teams. Obviously, Donnarumma coming in, I think is the talking point. I think it's amazing that Pep has actually changed his philosophy, really, for a goalkeeper. In a way, he's gone for a shot stopper. He knows big moments decide games. Obviously, Edison's, completely different from Edison, but I'm looking forward to it. And I look at Bayinda on the other side, a lot of question marks there. So it's a huge game in terms of the two goalkeepers, and both teams needed results. So it's really important today.
Absolutely. I mean, City to lose 3 out of the first 4 is almost unthinkable, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Everyone thought last season was a blip, and it has been in terms of the longevity of Pep. But yeah, they've started this season not exceptionally well. So there's a lot to change, there's a lot of adaptation, and hopefully today's the start of a new momentum and push towards to competing for longer durations throughout the season. You're
saying you're nervous, Peter, but I mean, we're right in amongst the Manchester United players here. They've had a plan here under previous managers and under Amorin and won. What do they have to do well here against that City team to get a result, do you think?
Well, first of all, they've got to stop the mistakes. So, game after game after game, they make mistakes that cost goals. And goals should be very, very difficult to get. So, stop making it easy for the teams that you're playing against. So that's one thing. Second thing is to be brave and actually attack the game. Don't stand back there. You can't do that against Man City. Play the game. Play the game up there. Use the strength that you have. You've got Bueno up there, I think he's had a fantastic start. I've got great expectations to Benjamin Sesko. I think he's a fantastic prospect. He's got a great opportunity to show that to the world today. And of course, Ahmad, who got the penalty last year here, that made it 1-1, and then of course he scored that goal. He will be coming onto this pitch remembering that. So we need the ball up to him, up to these guys. And of course you've got Bruno behind. But be brave and use that. And then, for God's sake, stop all those mistakes.
How big a day is it for Sesko? I mean, because it's been a heavy shirt for so many, this centre forward for Manchester United.
Yeah, it is. I mean, we've spoken, and Peter's spoken about how important the number 1 shirt is. It's one of the most pressurised shirts in the world, let alone in the Premier League. But that number 9 shirt as well, or the centre forward position for Manchester United, is a big position. How many greats have they had over the years? And then in recent times, struggling for goals. Now they've basically ripped everything up and added 3 attacking players over the summer. Spent a lot of money on their attack, so they're expecting more. They're creating a lot of chances, having a lot of shots. But Sesko's the big money signing. They've been patient with him as well, but now he's being unleashed. And what a game to be unleashed in. He'll be so excited by today.
Are they going to have to be patient with him, Owen? Because we were talking to Hugo Ekitike after his debut at Bournemouth, against Bournemouth, came off after an hour. He said, I cramped up. Voldemar said the same yesterday, coming from Germany. He said, my body couldn't take any more in the Premier League. And Sesko's starting here for the first time in this huge game, in this intensity.
Yeah, but this is what you come here for. This is what you play for. It's playing a game like that. And his greatest attribute is his physical traits. His size and his speed and athleticism. That's his greatest attribute. Get about on this pitch, run, tackle, press, and be in the box like Mo said. When the ball's in there, he's got to finish. United have created the most chances this season. So he'll get opportunities today. But this is what you dream of, Steve. He should be up and rolling for this.
Yeah, and this shouldn't surprise him, this fixture, this magnitude of this game. In greatest respect to the players you just mentioned, I think the surprising fixtures are Wolves and Bournemouth away. They're the games that you probably think, this is tougher than I expected. But Man City away, if this is surprising, then you're in the wrong league.
Could he be the man? I mean, Robin van Persie's the last man to get 20 league goals in a season for Manchester United.
Scary, isn't it? It's absolute scary. And you know what's scary as well? Is at the other end, the number 9, the other end's come back from international duty, having scored 6 goals in 2 games.
And 5 in 1 game.
5 in 1 game. And 5 great goals, by the way. Well-earned goals. And that's a standard. I keep saying this every time we talk about Man United. Are they recovering? Well, this is what you've got to measure yourself up against. That's the standard. So you need those kind of players. And is Benjamin Sesko the one that's going to get the next 20 goals for Man United? I don't know. But he definitely has got the talent. We know that. We've seen that over the years. Can he transfer the form from the Bundesliga that he's shown, the form from international football that he's shown, into the Premier League? Well, that's a big ask. And today that journey begins for him today. So I'm excited to see him on the pitch. Honestly, I said this a couple of hours ago. He's got to play. And I really, really wanted him to play because I want to see what Benjamin Sesko is all about.
We saw a derby here where Foden and Haaland scored a hat-trick. They're both back in for the first time together.
Yeah, I'm going back in now.
From the start. From the start. I mean, Phil Foden, a fit, firing Phil Foden. How much can he help City this season in the short term?
Hugely. I think we've seen it a few seasons ago when Kevin was out and Haaland was out for a period of time, and he kind of took the mantle on and drove and galvanised the team. So hopefully this is the start of something big for Phil, because he's a huge talent. He's someone that obviously had as an unsuccessful season by his terms, but he's been so instrumental to what he's done since he's made his debut, really.
What do you think? You're out here now, you've seen the warm-ups and you've seen the teams. You still heavily fancy City in this atmosphere here?
I don't. I think Manchester United have got a good record here. I think it plays to their strengths, probably playing away from home. There's a bit of pace and Burmo. Ahmad, they've got pace in their team. I think they could get something here. I am put off by the team. I don't know, when I was coming here today, I thought Manchester United will get something. Then I saw the team sheet and I thought, City look quite good. But no, I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw today.
I must ask you, in your area of the pitch, is Gone Ugarte and not Casemiro, Ugarte and Fernandes. Is that a concern when you look at Reinders and Rodri on the other side?
Well, I mean, City will dominate the midfield. You think about it, if they got Rodri and Reinders and Phil Foden in there, you're not going to outplay them with 3v2. So I still can't get over that Kobe, doesn't play. It blows me away, really. I think and Bruno's now playing deeper. But look, he's the boss. He picks the team. Ugarte's a more defensive option. But I think Big P makes a point. You got to come here and play. City has struggled. They've been open. You get chances to play. Playing a more defensive one, I'm not so sure. I play Kobe all day.
Interesting. Right, it is almost time for us to get off this pitch because City and United are about to come on it and begin the 197th Manchester derby. Big names wherever you look, and a big story is on the cards, whatever the outcome of this Manchester derby is. We cannot wait. The first half on its way next.